Hey, well, Muggle World Entertainment, and of course Supergirl has now begun filming in the UK, but they've just added 2 new cast members, and they are of course going to be Kara Zor-El's parents. Yep, and one of them is a known actor. I'm not 100% sure whether I know the woman who's going to play the mother, but let's have a look at this article that goes over this, and you'll see who they are and who they're playing and stuff like that. And we now have 100% confirmation that the father has been cast. So we did get word that 2 late cast additions for Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow has been announced, with David Krumholtz and Emily Beecham joining the production. So the original report only mentioned that Krumholtz and Beecham would play Supergirl's parents, but didn't clarify if they'd been cast as Kara's biological mother and father, Alura and Zor-El, or her human adoptive parents, Jeremiah and Eliza Denvers. The former always seemed more likely since the Denvers are introduced much later in the comics, and Krumholtz has now taken to social media to confirm that he is indeed set to play Zor-El. So this is what he wrote, saying, "I was that kid, overflowing drawers full of comics, escaping into worlds unknown, imagining myself having powers that would benefit the greater good." None of us thought it was for the greater good. It was always like, I'm gonna look through the wall and see what the girl next door is wearing or some crap. Joining the DCU is a mind-blowing privilege. Representing the symbol of hope in Supergirl as Zor-El is a personal triumph. My gratitude overflowing now, like those drawers did. So there he is, confirming that he is in fact playing Zor-El. So what is then happening with Beecham? Is she going to play Zor-El? So we're not 100% sure yet, but it says filming got underway on what will be the second DCU film following James Gunn's Superman, which will feature the debut of Millie Alcock as the Girl of Steel, but we have yet to see any set photos, probably because they're filming in sound stages at the moment, I would assume. So Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow will also star Three Body Problems Eve Ridley as Ruthie Mary Knoll, and Matthias, however you say his second name, of the Old Guard as the villainous Krem of the Yellow Hills. What a stupid name. More recently, Aquaman star Jason Momoa joined the cast as Lobo. Crypto, the Superdog, is also expected to play a major role in the story. Yeah, because he's meant to be her sidekick, basically. So Warner Brothers announced that our new Girl of Steel will take place on June 26th, 2026. This take on Kara Zor-El is said to be a less earnest and more edgy version of the iconic superhero, and then it just goes on about all the crap we already know. So we now have confirmation that David Krumholtz is playing Zor-El. So I think I was saying, is the mother going to be, or is Beecham going to be playing Zor-El when I should be saying Alura? My bad. Yeah, you'd recognize him from a lot of things as well. One of the things I always recognize him from, and probably the first thing I ever saw him in, was Addams Family Values. He was the guy who was meant to be the quote-unquote love interest of Wednesday, and he's the guy who she's scared to death in the end of the movie. And of course he's in Oppenheimer and stuff. He's a good actor. I like him when I see him in things. And he has range. You know, that's the thing. He doesn't always play that same type of character. He does have range. Now, as for Emily Beecham, I'm not 100% sure if I've seen her in things. She's English. Has she been in anything I've seen that at least I can remember? Outside the Wire. That was that movie with, what's his name? Captain America. New Captain America. Black. Anthony Mackie. I think it was either Netflix or an Amazon thing, where it turns out he's like an android type thing. You couldn't go outside this shield barrier type thing. It was a weird movie. Don't remember her being in it. She was in 28 Weeks Later. can't say I remember her being in that unless she was the wife or something. But then again, she's only 40, so she'd have been pretty young to be the wife in that. Yeah, she's really in nothing that pops out to me. But I suppose, I doubt she's a terrible choice, I haven't seen her really in anything. So nothing really to base it on. She's been nothing massive anyway. She's mainly been in English productions by the looks of things. But I would assume she would possibly end up maybe actually not being Alura. I think she might end up being Eliza Denvers, just based on her age, being the fact that she's only 40. So that could mean she could be the human mother rather than Alura. Don't know, but it's interesting that they are casting the parents now as well. I'm curious as to why they weren't cast before they start shooting. That does seem a bit strange to me. But these things happen all the time, I suppose. But it's just, for characters like that, you think they would have had them cast a while ago. But apparently not. So we'll have to wait and see. And get confirmation exactly who Emily Beecham is actually playing. Whether it's Alura or whether it's Eliza. So we'll find out at some stage, I'm sure. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, you know the drill. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.